Hello and welcome to the It's Rain Crafts podcast. My name is Raina. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry under SF Chick. Today is Saturday, April 27th, 2024. It's been a while since I podcasted back in January. I just looked up when I last posted a video. I have been going through some health stuff in the real world, and it's just I thought it was taken care of, and it's not. So I will go into that later. But I wanted to come on and talk to you. My mojo has been slow since the beginning of the year. I intended to finish projects that I started in December. Well, I finished the first project, and that was my mother's night shift shawl by Andrea Mowry. I finished it 2 weeks ago, and she loves it. It's burgundy and has a rainbow gradient going through it from orange to pink. So I think she wore that out tonight when she was going to a concert with my grandmother-in-law and my mother-in-law. Sorry if I sound like I have a frog in my throat. Let me take a sip of my drink. But it's beautiful, and I have the leftover yarn to show you in this bag by Awesome Granny in the toilet bag. This is her biggest size that she offers on her site. So this is the gradient that her night shift shawl is in. I started with the orange, and then it went to pink. So now I'm making her a hat that she wanted me to make her on the loom. The hat's over there and I forgot to grab it. But this is the Martha Stewart loom. I started loom knitting before I started needle knitting. I find now, as a needle knitter, I find this uber slow, because you gotta make sure because with this yarn, you gotta make sure that your stitches aren't tight. I mean, they call it an E wrap, because when you wrap it, it looks like an E. So you gotta make sure that's not tight, or this yarn will break. This is Cumulus yarn in I don't think that I have the label. Is that the label right there? Let me see. It is Juniper. No, this isn't the yarn. This isn't the label. But it's Jupiter Farm Cumulus in a rainbow color. I don't have that right now. But let me be right back. I'll go get the hat that I'm making. Okay, I am back. So, this is the hat that she wanted me to make her. This is all done on that loom that I just showed you. So, it has some pearls, these are called figure 8 stitches, and then some texture here in a knit 2 purl 2. And I like this hat a lot, but it's not warm enough to wear hats now that climate change does exist. Sorry, Republicans. But this is the hat, what it looks like on. So it's a little bit slouchy, and she likes that. So right now I am just past the brim on her hat. So that's, I forget what I called it. I remember when I was in a Facebook group, on a loom knitting Facebook group, I saw the hat and I grabbed the pattern. So I called the pattern the green hat because the original one I saw was in green. So that's for my mother. That's another project for my mother. She really likes how this yarn feels. And I bought more Cumulus yarn for a hat for Kellen, but I'm not going to start that till like maybe June next. It's the end of April. I might as well say, since I was thinking maybe June I'd start it. So we will see. But I do have a couple projects for me that I am working on. And this is another Bags by Awesome Granny bag. Am I right? Yes. It has kitties. It's pink and blue. And it has, they're knitting. How cool is that? I like that one with the glasses on myself. So this yarn, I started a new pair of socks. I finished my old pair of socks. Another pair of socks. So that was my second completed object of the year. And this, let's see. I have them in plastic bags because I'm attempting to do these in tandem. So this is Mustache yarn in her, I think it's the red sock colorway, if I'm not mistaken. Do I have the tag in here? I had it somewhere. I'm sorry, bad podcaster. But this is Tarts and Vickers. If you remember, if you ever saw Bridget Jones's Diary, she goes to the Tarts and Vickers party with her parents, and she's dressed up like a bunny, and her father's dressed up as a priest. I love that movie. I watch it. I watch all three of them maybe around Christmas time. It's just a hoot, and I am so excited because they're coming out with the fourth one. And they were thinking that maybe July or something, but this one's called Mad About the Boy. Bridget Jones's Mad About the Boy. So, and I'm excited for that to come out. I'm sorry I paused right now, but you will. It's self-striping yarn from Mustache, and it's sparkly. Did I say that? I saw that she had a Tarts and Vickers colorway, and that's the name of the party that in the movie where she shows up as the bunny and her dad shows up as the priest. But, and then what else am I working on? But I'm working on My Traveler Shell by Andrea Mowry. This is a fun project. I started this in February when she announced in her group she was having a year-long traveler along thing. You can make the Traveler cow, you can make the shawl, you can, anything traveler you can make. And it calls for lace weight yarn, but I am using fingering weight yarn. This is from Fangirl Fibers in the Main Street, Disney Main Street colorways. So there are 6 different colorways in here, and as I'm knitting this, as I get done with one color, I roll a dice, and it tells me, the one roll tells me what skein to use. I have 6. Let me start over. So I have 6 different colors in here, and I numbered them all 1 through 6 when I was rolling it up. And then I take a dice and I roll the dice, and it tells me what skein to use on the first roll. And then on the second roll, I take the number and multiply it by 2. So right now, I am about 8 inches in to my Traveler shell. It's so pretty. Don't you just love it? And then I have Gandalf from the Lord of the Rings, from Sukra. I think it's from Sukra Miniatures, Sukra Miniatures. Or, I have my phone in front of me, so I can't use my phone to go on Etsy right now. But she had Gandalf, and she had the dwarf, and I ordered both of those. And then she was having a sale, so I bought a Gandalf for Natalie. If you know me, my best friend's name is Natalie. We have been friends since high school. We were each other's maids of honors. She's the first person that I told that I was engaged. I told that I was pregnant. You know, you have those special relationships with these types of people. And oh my goodness. So she has 2 cats. One is named Moon Pie. He's a Persian. One is named Gandalf. So when she told me, she was like, oh, we're fostering another cat. And I'm like, how's Moon Pie reacting? And, you know, now Moon Pie and Gandalf are best friends. But I sent her a Gandalf the Grey charm because I told her, I said, even though we live on opposite sides of the state and we can't knit together, we can still have the same jewelry for our knitwear or progress markers. She liked that. But that's the story about Gandalf the Grey and how Gandalf the Grey ended up with Natalie. the charm, not the cat. And so let me go through the colors to tell you. The gray is Knit Picks Hawthorn. The yellow is Sunshine. The green is Tink. The orange is Dapper. The purple is Magic. The blue is Castle. And the pink is Fairy Tale. And then I ended with a magic colorway at the end. The next, I think, the next colorway is green, is the Tink colorway. So that's why I had that on top of my bag. And let me tell you something. Before COVID, I was always known as the giant purse lady. And let me just say, I had this bag from Old Navy. It is perfect for my knitting because I have my 6 skeins in here. My 6 skeins of yarn, and then I have room for my traveler. So I think that's pretty awesome. And I just love it. My mother-in-law calls me the bag lady. She's like, oh, there's Raina with another bag. Where'd you get that bag at? What's the story behind that bag? And I tell her, and she laughs. And it's a lighthearted tease from my mother-in-law. But those are the 3 projects that I'm currently working on at the moment. I wanted to tell you that back in March, I had bariatric surgery. I had the gastric sleeve, and I went, and after my surgery, I wasn't in the hospital, but I chose the hospital at home option, and they came and they liked my progress and they discharged me. And then I went to my PCP at a couple weeks later after surgery, and then he discovered that I was an AFib. Now, I'm 46, going to be 47 in a few weeks, and it's hard hearing that, you know, especially my mother. My mother has what I have. And I got in the car, and I told her, and she was like, oh my God, what? So, at the beginning of April, I was in the hospital. I had a cardioversion. I was successful. I was back in rhythm. I went to the cardiologist last week. I was in AFib again. The cardiologist was a pompous butthead. Butthead is a nice word compared to what I really want to say, but it's YouTube, so I won't swear. And now I'm going to a new cardiologist. because he forgot to prescribe something, and I'm not happy about that. You know, I'm 46. I have a 13-year-old son. I gotta live for, you know. I have my husband, I have my son, I have my family. I have all my knitting too. So, I can't. It was really hard. It wasn't really hard hearing that I was an AFib. I'm like, oh, my mom has that. Oh, my mom takes that. Oh, my mom takes that. Yeah, we're on the same drugs now. But you have to be adamant about your care. And can't let somebody walk all over you, because we went to the cardiologist and he's just like totally being a butthead, and that's not right. That's not right for them to do that. So I will be going to a new cardiologist and getting another procedure done this week. Hopefully I will see you at Yarn Centric or Maryland Sheep and Wool. I'm crossing my fingers I get to go to Yarn Centric down in Frederick, Maryland. We've had this plan for like 3 months, and I was really looking forward to it. But if something happens and I can't go to Yarn Centric, then we're going to Maryland Sheep and Wool. So I will either be at one or the other, and it'll be so much fun. And then the next weekend is my birthday. My birthday falls on Mother's Day this year. So you have to have somebody, well, not you, maybe. It's always nice to have someone there with you to say, oh, they went through this, or no, you can't do that because what about this? Well, why didn't we know about it? Well, why didn't you just read the stupid information that was given to you? Anyway, that leaves me a little bit frustrated, and we won't be going to that cardiologist again. And I hope that I will see you either Friday or Saturday or Sunday to go to Yarn Centric or Maryland Sheep and Wool. But until later, I will bid you adieu and happy knitting. Bye-bye.